What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to a brand new week full of trading. I hope you guys all had a wonderful Labor Day weekend. We got that extra day off on Monday, and now it's Tuesday, September 6th. It's just after 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's take a look at some of the stocks that were hot today. Number one on the list. It's been a lot of new name IPOs that have been taking off and in play for all of 2022. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know that that's been the go-to play this year is new name IPOs. We got a couple of new name IPOs we're going to talk about today in this little recap video. First up here, SHPH. Today, going on a nice run from $12 a share all the way up now to a high of $29.50. And I could see this one pushing up and over $30. It's got a lot of room to run. We could scroll out on this 10-minute here. And this stock, it opened way over here on August 31st. It opened up at $24 a share, around that area, dropped down to $13, and here recently, August 31st, from $13, it had a nice run up all the way up to a high of $124. It topped out here on September 1st, and then after it tops out, you could see it had a big downfall. It came all the way back down to pretty much where it leveled out at the beginning right here, $13. And from 13 it went sideways, and now recently we've just started to perk back up and get that bounce as we're bouncing on up. And people just simply forget about these stocks that ran recently. I mean, so far today on SHPH, it's done 8 million in volume. An hour ago, this stock was only at 5 million in volume on the day. People just forget about these recent runners because every day new stocks pop up, and it's like that famous saying that I always tell you guys is that with stocks, you got to look at stocks as if they're people and seagulls in a way. They're going to constantly go after new garbage at the beach. They're all like, mine, 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 mine. That gift that I always share with you guys. What's going on, Calvin? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in this morning or afternoon. So SHPH here. Let me get my little pen out. Nice bounce on it. We're going to look at this bottom chart down here. From $13 just about when it leveled out, it had a nice run up here. And then going into day 2 right here, it topped out. And then it sold off for this day. The second day here, it had a big sell off. And then look at that sideways action right there, right at 13. Then going into today, it starts to get a nice morning push, pulls back to that VWAP, consolidates, holding that VWAP, building up for its next move. And here we are as we push up over $30. We were in the Discord this morning and I called out SHPH. I said I could see SHPH running up to $25, $30. I said that this morning. Where are we at here? Right here at 11:52, so just before noon. It's a risky play, but I could see it ripping to $25, $30. Highest I see it ripping to is 46. Let's blow back up this 10-minute chart here. So we had that morning push right here. And then we start to pull back and get really tight right here. And you could see that the volume showed up today and how it retraced down right here after this morning push. It's setting up for its next move up. Now we're running up to this level up here, and this is where we'll find resistance, about right there at 35. We'll find resistance there at 35. We'll pull back, and then we'll possibly try to test for this gap fill right here to fill this void in the chart right there. And that's up to about $45, $46. We've also had Sava go on a nice move today. Sava running up from $25 up to a high of $28.50. That's a nice $3.50 run. We also had ISEE go on a nice run. It's a bit of a grinder type of play. I mean, the float on this ISEE, the float is 115 million. So it's going to be a bit of a slower moving stock. This morning, pre-market, we bottom out at 1150 and we push up to almost 14 right before that market opened. We pushed down to 12. But overall, though, we trended up all morning. You could have simply plotted on a trend line, just connecting all of the higher lows on this. And we slowly trended up all the way up to a high of 1550 up here. So a nice slow grinder type of play. And now it's been pulling back and consolidating after this morning push up right here. So more of a slower play on ISEE, but still good move. Nice $3 move on it. The first 3 hours the market opened. We got another new IPO. GCT. Now GCT opened on August 18th. Let's blow up this 10-minute. It opened here on August. Let me hide this real quick. This volume profile. Hide that real quick so we can see what's actually going on. So this chart kind of looks pretty similar to SHPH. Kind of similar. With GCT, it opened up way over here at just under $20 a share. And it dipped down to $12, $13. Had a nice good rip right here all the way up to $62 a share. From here up to here. After it topped out at $62, look at this thing just get beat down and beat down. So from August 22nd, when it topped out here, all the way to September 1st, when it bottomed out at $14. So for a week straight, pretty much, this stock decayed down. And then now we're getting that nice bounce back on up. From here, $14, it bounced up to $28. Then it pulls back again, and now we're getting another bounce on it right here. And that's the thing. People just forget about these stocks. They forget about these recent runners. Like how it ran right here. And then for a week straight, it just decayed all the way down like this. Look at how volume just gradually just gets slow. Even look at here. It's like a dead zone all right here. And then you get that volume spike right here. It's pretty fascinating stuff when you just look at a naked chart like this and break down the bare basic stuff that's in front of you. It's just basic supply and demand. Keep it simple. Good move on GCT. What else did we have? I think I seen GRUG up for a hot second. This one was in play recently. It's been getting beat down now. Let's take a look at the SPY real quick. S&P 500 index. So it looks like it's been a lot of back and forth. This morning, we got a sell-off and we trended down this morning, and then we battled back and we ate up everything it declined as it bounced all the way back up to where it opened this morning. And then just a lot of back and forth on the SPY here. And now recently too, I think the last time I streamed, we were talking about how much the indexes have bounced and that it was looking for a bit of a pullback coming. Let's look at the daily chart real quick. Pull this up, break it down. See, as the last time I was streaming with you guys, we were about right here. We were pushing just up and underneath this 200-day moving average, and we were breaking it down, talking about how much we have bounced after measuring from the all-time high here all the way down to this low right here. We bounced up, and we've bounced just about 62%. That's a really good bounce right there. And we were just underneath that 200-day moving average. We were talking about this could be the end of the bounce right here, and we're going to start to retrace and pull back down. And we sold off pretty hard recently from 435 within the next week and a half, 2 weeks. We dropped all the way down to 390. We dropped 40 points in the SPY here. So now, with us pulling down right here, now you'd be looking for your next rebound back on up. I could see us bouncing back up to 400. It's going to be your first level. 410 and 420 is what I see. This is a nice pullback here. But we may continue to drop. We may test the lows, but what I can do too, we're gonna measure this move right here. Get our Fibonacci retracement, measure from this low up to this high, and see how much we've pulled back. We've pulled back to the golden ratio 61.8 right here. So look for it to try to build up off of this golden ratio here. And we can also draw out a trend line. Just like this. If we crack that, we're going to fall down here to 380s. Probably bounce and test off that briefly. And then it may come down and try to bounce off this trend line if you draw it out from the connecting all of the lower highs after we broke out of it right here. And then we'll get a bounce on up. Always try to know where your indexes are. There's a lot of weakness going on across the board. And with the SPY, it's trying to find a bottom and get that bounce. And once the indexes have verified that it's found its bottom and it's pushing up, then that's when you could start to see 3 out of 4 stocks in the overall market run and move with the indexes. It's confirmed. You see it in the indexes, and it's going to carry through to a lot of your big name stocks. Let's run through the top stocks real quick. And I want to take a look at Bed Bath & Beyond. Bed Bath & Beyond, it's pretty much, it's done and out. I just read a news article recently. They're about to be closing up a lot of stores, Bed Bath & Beyond. It's a big downfall. Ouch. AMC from $27, $25. That's a big drop off there. This thing is just getting driven into the ground. Very toppy up here at 27, and you could see it was just getting drilled. A lot of selling pressure going on right here. And then you had that big gap down from 18 all the way down here to 13. And this thing just non-stop. It's just been getting driven down. There's been no upward momentum at all on AMC since August, when it was hitting its highs all right here. A lot of negative energy here on AMC. Keep it on watch though. Once it does start to break out from this downward energy that it's been in for some time, you could see a nice little pop on it. It's just a matter of if and when it will happen. Ecom, nothing going on there. Just gonna run through the top percentage gainers real quick. Great move here on SHPH. It's up currently 76% on the day. Nice run from $12 all the way up to a high of $30. Just about, it over doubled in value. That's a nice $18 run up in one day. ISEE, it's up currently 57% on the day. Nice morning move. It's been consolidating since 10:45. So for the last 2 hours, it's been pulling back and consolidating. We are a bit away from that VWAP. Look at how much this stock is lifted up and over that VWAP. So just be careful, because this thing could easily flush out 80 cents down to that VWAP there. And then it's going to trigger everybody's stop losses, and it's going to drive it down even more. Be careful with this one. It's up on thin air right now. That's what's going on. Sava currently up 13%. Nice run up from 25 to 28.50. And then GCT had a nice, looked like a short cover squeeze on it, because it was just so sudden and it happened so fast. From 18, got a nice rip to 23, and now you could see it's been just slowly fading right back down to where it came from. All that this was, somebody was just covering their shorts. That's all that was happening. You're going to want to see it hold up at 20 if you want to get another pop in it. It could pop back up to 22, maybe 21 where that VWAP is. Only 2.5 million in volume on the day. And that's it. That's all the stocks that I see that had good moves today. First Wave Biopharma, FWBI. It's still in a confirmed downtrend. You're going to have a lot of resistance right at 450 here, 475, $5. It hasn't really broken up and out of the long-term trend. It's still underneath all of this. So I'd give this stock possibly another couple days, let it pull back, probably to 350, pull back to 350, 375 area, build up, try to break up over that 450, get a run up to 5, and then if it breaks up over 5, that's when it can really start running, and then you'll be pushing up into positive territory from all of this negative energy that's been going on all here. So you just simply look at the past. You see how all here it fell through, and it tried to bounce up and push here, and it failed. Pulled back, it pushed right here, and it failed. And it just kept getting drilled down lower and lower. It tried a couple times right here to break up from here, and it just simply stalled out and failed. Tried to do it here, push up and break out from here, and it failed. So this stock has a history of failing. That's what you really want to see. We've been going now for what? 24 minutes. So a 24-minute recap. I don't want to make this too long, you guys. People are not going to sit through and watch an hour, 2-hour stock market recap. Good start to the week so far with a few new name IPO stocks. Number 1 on the day, SHPH, going on an epic run. And then most importantly, keep an eye on your indexes and the SPY. It's been a lot of back and forth today, but most importantly, they're trying to bottom out. They're trying to bottom out after getting just beat down recently. Let it continue to find its bottom. Let it confirm it's found its bottom. And we should see a nice little rebound here on the indexes within the next few days here.